Okay, so let's get started. We have الدرس الرابع والعشرون, which is 24th lesson. Okay, so الدرس الرابع والعشرون, and it is a مراجع. مراجع means a review. مراجع means review. التدريب الأول, the first exercise. Looks like we'll be having a very small reading, which is nice. It says آداب الطعام. آداب الطعام. So adab is the plural of adab, okay, which means manner. Okay, manner. So this is a plural, manners of food. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. It says كان عمر بن أبي سلمة يعيش مع أمه. So we had the verb kana before. It means make it into past tense. So Umar, the son of Abi Salama, which is one of the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, يعيش مع أمي. He used to live. عاش يعيش. It means to live. Okay. عاش يعيش. It means to live. So he used to live مع أمه, with his mother, right? Uh, وهو صغير. وهو صغير. Now, هو صغير means he is small. وهو صغير, you might attempt to translate as and he is small. Right? So the wa, because we know the wa means and, but if you translate, you will see that something doesn't make sense. If you say the Umar ibn Abi Salama, he used to, by the way, you have to say used to here because of the kana. You cannot say he lives, although the past, this is a present tense. Asha means he lived, Yaish means he is living. So you cannot say he is living with his mom. Okay, because why? We have a kana. Kana makes it the whole thing into past tense. And then you would have to translate as he used to. So he used to live with his mother. And then if you translate and he's small, you see that something is off. And that is because this wow here, this wow is not the wow al. This is not the and wow. This is called hal. We would have to translate as while. We have to translate as while. Okay, inshallah we'll learn this thing later, but know that wow can mean and while. So from the meaning, just like now, you know which one it means. While he was small, في بيت النبي, in the house of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فإذا جاء الطعام, okay, فإذا جاء الطعام أسرع إليه. Here the fa you cannot quite translate, so you can just leave the fa for now. You can say either, which we know, I think we've had this word before. Either is, it means when. When ja'a is a past tense, means to come. Ja'a yaji. So you say ja'a and you say yaji. Ja'a yaji'u. Ja'a yaji'u means to come. Okay, so here, because of if condition, just like in English, we use the past tense in the condition statements to mean something in the future. So we would translate same way. فَإِذَا جَاءَ الطَّعَامُ, when the food comes, because look at the ta'am, it has the dhamma, that means this is the subject. When the food comes, asra means to hasten. Asra, sari' means to be quick, to be fast. Yusri'u would be the present tense. Yusri'u. Asra yusri'u. Okay, to hasten. So he would hasten ilayhi, to it. Okay, so فَإِذَا جَاءَ الطَّعَامُ أَسْرَعَ إِلَيْهِ. When the food comes, he hastened toward it. وَمَدَّ يَدَهُ لِيَأْكُلَ دُونَ أَن يُسَمِّي. Madda means to extend. Okay, extend. So madda yamuddu, madda, then you say yamuddu. Yamuddu means to extend. And that's why in the Quran, in Tajweed, we have these places where we have to do mad, right, to extend something. That's what it means. So he extend, what did he extend? Yadahu. He extended his hand. So as in the yad has a fatha because this is the object. He would extend his hand, one hand, right? Why? Li yakula. Li here means in order to. Okay, li means in order to. And when we have this li, lam, in the verb will take a fatha. Inshallah, those things, don't worry too much about them right now. We'll cover them later. So li yakula duna ayyusammi. He would extend his hands to eat without, duna means without that he yusammi means that he mentioned name. Okay, that he names something. So what he means that yusammi here means to say bismillah, because we know we have to mention the name of Allah before we eat. So he's saying is that he would extend his hands to eat without mentioning the name, his name of Allah. So on here, there's a little bit grammatical things. I don't want to get too much in details, but I think we have mentioned if the an comes, the present tense verb also gets a fatha. Okay, so yusammiya. But the book is certainly start showing you some of the times, some of the situations when the present tense verb gets a fatha. Okay, most of the time we know the present tense verb is a dhamma. Okay, you have akala ya'kulu, it should be ya'kulu, but because of this lam, it gets a fatha, ya'kula. Now, and just like here, wa ya'kulu, and he eats bi yaminihi, okay, on with his right. Here it means, of course, his hand, right hand. Okay, marratan means once. We have done this, marra, time, once. Okay, so he eats with his right one time, wa bishimalihi, which is a left. Shimal is left, marra, and that means he would eat from his left another time. Okay, so this is the meaning we get. وَيَأْخُذُ الطَّعَامَ مِنْ بَعِيدٍ. وَيَأْخُذُ, and he takes the food min ba'id. Ba'id is far. So he would take the food from the far, meaning he would reach and take the food from the far side of the table. And wafi ba'd, and ba'd means some, okay, some. Marrad means sometimes. Some of the times. Marrat is of course the plural of marra. We had this word before as well. In sometimes, يأخذ الطعام من أمام غيره, and he takes the food from the front of. غير means other. غيره means other than him. So he would take food from the front of other than him. Okay, meaning he's taking food from someone else's side. فقال له النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. So the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم قال له. قال, most of the time when you use the verb قال, you want to say to someone. In English, we say to. In Arabic, we think the to means ila, but with the verb qala, we always say li. Okay, qala li Muhammad. He said to Muhammad. Qala li Fatima. He said to Fatima. And the same thing happens. You say qala lahu. So who said? The Nabi, the Prophet ﷺ said to him. What did he say? Ya ghulam. Ghulam means a young kid, small boy. Okay. Ya ghulam. Okay. Oh, ghulam. Sammillaha. Okay. Sam. So what is sam here? Sam is actually the same verb as that you have here. Okay. Yusammi. So what happens is that yusammi, I think we have covered how to conjugate the command verb. Sammi. This is a little bit complicated one. I'm not going to go too much in details. So as you know, you have to drop the ya. So you have sin and meme, and then you have ya, right? But remember, I don't think we have covered this kind of verb. If we are supposed to put a sukun at the end of the command verbs, right? Idhab, the sukun. But if we have any of the weak letters like alif, waw, or ya, then we have to drop them. Okay, so we have to drop the ya because ya is the weak letter. So what happens? This ya goes, that ya goes, and you're left with sin and mim. So this is what we have here. So it's a command verb. Sammi, meaning mention. Mention what? Mention Allah, meaning mention the name of Allah. Here, actually, not mention. The mention is dhikr, but it's more like say the name. Pronounce the name of Allah. Wakul. So the kul is also a command verb, and this also goes through some transformation when we do command verb conjugations. It's a little bit tricky. I don't think this is the place to go through it, how to conjugate, because sometimes what happens, some verbs and some letters cause a little bit problem when we do conjugations. And most of the time, I think over 90% of the time, those problem comes from alif, waw, and ya. And sometimes we also have a problem with hamza. And because we had hamza, akala, right? And we have yakulu. And when we make it into a command verb, this one drops, then we have kul, and hamza also has a sukun. So you have to drop all of them. Okay, so drop all of them and you are left with kul. So inshallah, don't worry too much about this thing. Just know that kul is the command verb of eat. Okay, kul bi yaminik, to eat with the right, meaning the right hand. Wa kul mimma yalik, and eat from which is following, right? Meaning yali means to follow. Okay, wala yali, it means to follow something. It's here probably means like it's what something is in front of you and next to you, something that's following you, meaning don't jump to another side, something like that. Okay, now so this is the text reading we have. It's a very nice one, and this is also a hadith. So for the next page, we have Atadri Thani, the second exercise. So it goes through all the vocabs that we learned. Yaishu, we talked about this, to live, yali, wala, yali. Okay, so I think this is this kind of exercise that you match something like that. Anyway, as long as you know this new verbs, is very important. Ja, okay, yaji'u, I give it to you. Asra, yusri'u. Duna means without. Okay, yusamma, samma, yusammi. Okay, so the past tense is samma. Samma. Remember, this is alif, not ya. Okay, samma, and the present tense actually this is ya, yusammi. Okay, samma, yusammi. And even if they don't put a dot here, because sometimes in some prints they don't, especially in the Mus'haf in the Quran, this is a alif. Sorry, this is a ya because you have a kasra before this. So anytime you have this shape and kasra before it, this would be ya. And if you have fatha before it, then it would be alif. We have a fath here, that's why it's alif. If you have a kasra, this is an ya. We talked about ghulam is a small boy. Madda yamuddu, we had this one, yamuddu. It means to reach, to extend. Okay, I think that's fine, right? These are the new vocabs that we learned. It's interesting that even in the Muraja, they are giving us new contents, which is great. And Atadrib al-Thalith, I'm not quite sure. Then we have Atadrib al-Rabi'. Ajib an hadhi al-as'ila, answer about these questions. So these questions relates to the reading that we have done. I don't want to go through all of them, maybe one or two. It says, Ma'aman kana Umar ibn Abi Salama ya'ish. Ma'aman, with who? Umar ibn Abi Salama ya'ish. So who did he live with? Okay, from the text we learned that he lived with Ma ummihi. Okay, so if you want to answer very short, you can just say ma ummihi. Okay, ma ummihi. Aina kana Umar yaishu wa huwa صغير. Aina kana. Aina means Aina talks about place, location. Aina kana. Where was Umar? Umar live when he was small. Waw was صغير. As I mentioned to you before, that this waw here, it is waw al hal, means that you translate as while he was small. So the answer is that في بيت النبي, right? He used to live in the house of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, right? So you can say في في بيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. I think you can read through them and try to answer it. ماذا يفعل عمر إذا جاء الطعام? What did Umar do when the food came? And you can read that you can just simply uh, write up some of the things that he used to do. Try your best. It says كيف كان عمر يأخذ الطعام. Read through the text again. This would be extremely helpful. And the good thing is that you don't have to think about reconstructing too much. The point is that you read the question, you understand the question, you go back to the text and you understand the text, and then you just can simply copy and paste. Okay, so if you don't understand the text, you can't even copy and paste. So here the point is to know that if you did understand the text, and if you do understand the question, okay, they are not testing you yet about rephrasing things and summarizing, writing in your own words. We're not in that stage yet, right? So I'll leave the rest to you, inshallah. And then we have Atadri al-Khamis, the fifth exercise. It says أكمل يدرس بكر في جامعة أم القرى طالب في مستوى الأول ويتعلم في مدرسة الملك فيصل. Okay, I think we read this text before. It's somewhere, because remember, this is a muraja, so they will be giving you a lot of things from the things that we have covered in the unit 4, right? So I think it's coming from somewhere up there. Here it is. يدرس الباقي في جامعة أم القرى وهو طالب في مستوى الأول ويتعلم سعيد في مدرسة. Okay, so it's pretty much هو تلميذ, pretty much copy and paste from here. Okay, so what you can do is read back this whole text and then just simply fill it up. Okay, so you can easily do this one. يدرس بكر في جامعة أم القرى. هو You can say وهو, or you can also say هو طالب في المستوى الأول ويتعلم سعيد سعيد في مدرسة الملك فيصل, and go through the whole thing. This also would be هو. Okay, I think inshallah you can do this. Then we have التدريب السادس فهم المقروء, reading understanding. So okay, so let's see what it says. ماذا يقول المسلم عندما يبدأ الطعام? What does the Muslim say? عندما means when. يبدأ الطعام, when he starts the food, right? So يقول إن شاء الله, يقول الحمد لله, يقول بسم الله, right? So this would be that. أين كان عمر بن أبي سلمة يعيش وهو صغير? Okay, we just read this text, so it would be كان يعيش في بيت أمه. No, كان يعيش في بيت النبي. Yes, he was in the house of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. ماذا يقرأ الإمام جهرا في الصلاة? What does Imam read loudly? We had this word جهرا في الصلاة, in the prayer. يقرأ الفاتحة والتشهد. Does he read the Fatiha? Of course he reads the Fatiha loudly, but tashahud, no. يقرأ الفاتحة وسورة. Yes. يقرأ الفاتحة فقط. So this is not true also, because if he is reading up loud, it's probably the first 2 units. That means in the first 2 units, we also have a surah, and he needs to read the surah loud as well. So this would be the answer. لماذا ترك الأب الجرائد? لماذا ترك means to leave. جرائد we learned it is the newspaper, right? Which is the plural of جريدة. ليتكلم مع بكر. ليقرأ قصة قصيرة. Okay, so I think this one, the first one, he يتكلم. I remember the father had a chat with his son, where the son was talking about, I don't know, maybe one of the stories. He did laugh, but I think he put he taraka up, he left, he put the newspaper in order to talk to him. Okay, so it would be the first one. ماذا قال الأبناء للأب عند النوم. أبناء, it means the sons from ibn, but in general it can also mean children. Okay, what did the children say to the father when at Naum, at the sleep time? You say, okay. So yeah, so this is a little bit grammar issue as well. So here, if you say tusbihina, then you cannot say abi, because tusbihina, it refers to what? We studied this one a little bit, that with this one you say ta'kulina, okay, tadhabina. It refers to what? A female, second person female. So if you're referring to the male, the father, you cannot say tusbihina. So this is a grammatically wrong. Okay. Same thing here. You cannot say tusbihu ala khayr ya ummi, because this verb also grammatically not agreeing with the subject. So this is also not grammatically correct. You cannot say tusbihu ala khayr ya ummi. You have to say tusbihina ala khayr ya ummi. So this is the one that is grammatically correct. Tusbihu ala khayrin ya abi. So this would be the one. هل كبر الأب قبل الأبناء في الصلاة. So kabbara means to say Allahu Akbar, right? So does the father say Allahu Akbar before the children in the prayer? Okay, so here the assumption is that the father is the one who's leading the prayer, right? In that case, yes, he would be the one who's saying the Allahu Akbar first. Naam, kabbar al-ab ba'da. No, this is not ba'da. You can say kabbar al-ab qabla. No, this is also not right. Kabbar al-abna. It would be naam, kabbar al-abna'u. So it looks like here we have some, it doesn't make any sense. I think there's a mistake. So one of these things we have to fix. We can say Naam Kabbara, because both of them are same thing. It doesn't make sense that the children said Qabla. Both of them, it doesn't make sense. So I think we can fix this one. Naam Kabbara al-ab Qabla. Okay. Qabla al-abna'i fi salah. Okay. So if we make this change, then we can select this. جيد. Next one, التدريب السابع, the seventh exercise we have, it says ضع أداة الاستفهام في مكانها المناسب. So أداة الاستفهام is all the tools, the words that we use for the question. استفهام is the question, okay? في مكانها المناسب, in its appropriate place. مكان means place, مناسب means appropriate, suitable. So we have all of these question words, aina, kam, min aina. So aina means where. We have done all of them. I don't want to write all of them. So let's do some of them. I don't think I want to do all. The first one is جلست الأسرة في مدخل البيت. The family sat. Okay, jalasa means sat, to sit. Jalasa yajlisu. The family sat في مدخل البيت, in the entrance of the house. So what would be the question? We can say mata. We can say mata means when. We can use here mata. Some of the question you can have more than one answer. For example, if we say limada, that means it would be why. Why do they sit? You may have more than one answer. Okay. So the second one is Yal Abu Sa'id. Sa'id plays, or his Sa'id is playing. So here you can say mada means what is Sa'id playing. You can say mada. Mada, what is Sa'id playing? You can also say Aina yal'abu Sa'id, where is he playing? Or you can also say Mata yal'abu Sa'id, when does he play? So all of these things can work. Number 3 says Kunta ya Bakr. Kunta ya Bakr. When I say you can use more than one word, doesn't mean you can use all of them. Okay, some of them will not make sense. For example, if we say come here, it's not going to make sense. But Aina will definitely work. Aina kunta ya Bakr. Where were you? Okay, you can say Aina. Then the fourth one is أعجبتك القصة يا أبي. remember the verb we had ajaba yujibu, it means to please something. Okay, so but here what we have, the story pleased you, O father. So we can say limada. You can say limada means why. Limada. Limada means why. Why did the story please you? You can also use hal. You can also ask hal. Hal ajabatka al-qissatu ya abi. Did the story please you? Okay, that will also work. I'll leave the rest for you. Inshallah, I think you can do them and you will find very useful and very, very interesting. Then we have التدريب الثامن ضع كل كلمة في جملة. Put all of these words in a sentence. Something inshallah you can find. As I said, mentioned to you before, the first thing you should do is find these words usage in the passage that we learn. See, how did this word was used? So step number one, find that sentence and just simply copy the whole sentence, right? And then you see what changes you can make. This is when you will try to use your knowledge of the language. Change this, and you have to be careful. If you, instead of masculine name, if you put feminine name, then Yaishu, it has to be Taishu, and all of these things you have to work on. Okay, so here's a qala. All of these words we have done. Tanawala means to take. We can use that. Tanawala is very broad, but I think the context that we have, we had this word in the book, is to take a meal, like breakfast, futur, qada, something like that. Okay, tu'iddu means to prepare. It's from the a'adda. A'adda yu'iddu. Yu'iddu. Okay, then tusa'idu is to help. Okay, sa'ada yusa'idu, to help. Now, next one is التدريب التاسع, the ninth exercise. زد ما بين القوسين كما في المثال السابق. زد means to add. زاد يزيد, it means to add and increase. So increase or add ما بين القوسين, what is between the قوسين. قوسين is these two brackets. Okay, what's between the قوسين كما في المثال السابق, as in the previous example. So basically what they want you to do is, you have جلست الأم, you start off like that, and then you have in the parenthesis في مدخل البيت. So what do? You add this one to the sentence. So you say جلست الأم في مدخل البيت. Then you have another parenthesis. Okay, تخيط. Remember the khata, يخيط means to sew something. Okay, the stitch. So now you also add this one, what we had previously. So you say جلست الأم في مدخل البيت تخيط. You added this one. Then you have another one, ثياب الأولاد, the clothes of the children. You add like so. Okay, so that's what they want you to do. I think this is exactly what they want you to do now. So you will say al-ab yada'u al-jara'ida. The father put newspapers ala mindada. Remember, the mindada is a table. So then you add ala mindada. Then for the next line, you write the whole thing, and then you will add wa yas'alu bakran. Okay, so you will say al-ab yada'u al-jara'ida ala al-mindadati wa yas'alu bakra. Then what you do is you add ماذا تقرأ يا بكر, with the whole thing that you had before, right? So you will say الأب يضع الجرائد على المنضدة ويسأل بكرا ماذا تقرأ يا بكر. These are, this exercise, they are not dummy exercise. They're not dumb. They're very, very clever. They know exactly what they're doing. So don't underestimate them. They know how to acquire the language. So they're using those tools. So please do all of them. It should be very easy and fun. Next one, we have التدريب الحادي عشر, the 11th exercise. It says ضع خطا, put a line تحت الكلمة المشابهة, under مشابهة means the similar word. كلمة word, مشابه means similar, under the similar word كما في المثال, as in the example. So you have hujra. Hujra means a room. So now they give you 3 words and you have to find something with a similar meaning. This is a very good exercise actually. So you have hujra and you have ghurfa. Okay, they give you bait and maktab. It's like synonym. Which word is more closely in the meaning with the word hujra? Of course, the ghurfa. Then you have ab means father, is walad, of course not, is the son. Walid, yes, walid is the father. And walida is no because this is a mother. Then you have hayya. Hayya is what? Hayya, remember we use the word hayya to hasten something, to say let's go, right? So which word has the same meaning? Ta'alai. Yes, ta'alai, so let's go. Has the same meaning. You can say, instead of say hayya, we can say ta'alai. Maq'ad. Maq'ad is sit. Sarir, no, this is a bed. Kurasa, no, that's something else. That is a notebook. So kursi, yes, the kursi is the chair. So it has the same meaning. Mudarris, muallim, yes. Tariq, tariq is a road. None of them make sense. Shari', shari' is the street. So it also makes the same meaning. Qarib, qarib is closed. Janb, yes, janb is, what is janb? We studied janb means side, on your side. So something that is close to you, it is on your side. You can use it because khalfa and amama doesn't quite give the same meaning. Yatanawala, to take, see it, you get this meaning. Yakhud. Okay, so yatanawala means to yakhud. Manzil is house, so we can say bait. Tilmith is a student, so you can say talib. Talib is also student. Madrasa, it's not going to make sense because the school. Mudarris is a teacher. Walida is a mother, so this one goes with it, right? So the next one we have Atadri Thani Ashar, the 12th exercise. It says Fahmul Maqru, reading, understanding. Again, we don't know which reading he's referring to here. So let's see. Kul mimma yali. Remember, I was trying to find out what the yali means here because yali means to follow. It means from amama, from the front of you. Because yali cannot mean khalfa, that doesn't make sense. Yali also cannot mean something that is far. So from here, we know that yali, what the Prophet ﷺ was trying to say in the text is eat from something that is front of you. Now, ya ghulam, samillah. Ghulam is not walid, so this is not right anyway. So rajul is not good. So we're looking at this one. Ya walad, samillah. So ghulam here, it means walad, which I already explained to you. Omar ya'kulu duna ayyusammi. So I think here they're testing you on what is your understanding about duna. So duna means other than or without. So I think this one makes sense. This is the meaning. Min ghairi. Duna means min ghairi, without. Now, number 3 says كان عمر يعيش مع أمه. What is كان عمر يعيش بعيدا? No, that's not the meaning. كان عمر يعيش هو وأمه. Yes, this one will make sense. So what does it mean? It says كان عمر يعيش. He used to live هو. Huwa means what? He. So it's an emphasis that he used to live وأمه and his mother. So this verb is saying that he and his mother used to live. Okay, so that's what this ma means here. Okay, meaning they used to live together. Then we have فَإِذَا جَاءَ الطَّعَامُ أَسْرَى إِلَيْهِ. So what does it mean? Does it mean فَإِذَا حَضَرَ الطَّعَامُ أَسْرَى إِلَيْهِ? Yes, حَضَرَ is to be present. And so when the food is present, he hastened. So the ja, from the ja, we get the meaning of حَضَرَ. Of course, not ذهب or not خرج. And then the fifth one we have وفي بعض المرات يأخذ الطعام من بعيد. Okay, so I think he's trying to test you. What does the ba'd means? Does it mean جميع, like all the time? No, that's not what it means. Does it mean كل مرات, all of the time? جميع and كل, they are the same. So of course, from ba'd, we don't get the same meaning. Ba'd means sometimes. So the meaning that we get is this one. وفي مرة قليلة, in few times. Okay, قليلة means few. So few times يأخذ الطعام من بعيد. Okay, now And we have التدريب الثالث عشر, the 13th exercise. اكتب مفرد كل كلمة كما في المثال. Write the singular of all of this word, every word as in example. So jamu, the plural is muslimuna and mufrad is muslim. They are giving you the plural and you have to know it's singular. So the word we have wujuh. Wujuh is what? Faces. So what is the singular? Wajhun. Okay, wajhun. Ayyam. Ayyam is the plural of yom. Yom. Okay. Sa'at is the plural of sa'. So it is a plural of sa'. Marafiq is a plural of mirfaq. Mirfaq. Okay. Then afrad is plural of fard. You have to know what they mean, right? Marafiq is elbow, afrad is individual. Okay, so afrad plural is fard. One individual. Adbaq is dishes, so tabaq. Tabaq. Okay, arjul. What is arjul? Arjul is legs. So rijl. Rijlun. Be careful, if you say put a fatha, then it would mean something else. It would mean rajul. Rajul means man. Sayyarat is the plural of sayyara, car. Kutub is a plural of kitab, which is a book. Abna is a plural of ibn, which is a son or a child. Qisas is plural of qissa. Okay? Qissa, which is story. Ayat is a plural of ayah, verse. Aba is a plural of ab, father. And thiyab is a plural of thawb, which is a cloth. Marrat is a plural of marra, which is a time, like one time. Okay, so we have التدريب الرابع عشر, the 14th exercise is اقرأ مع الشكل كما في المثال. So now that's good. Now they are this exercise, these books are getting better and better. So here they want you to read with all the haraka. Shakal means form, like here shakal means all the haraka. Shakal means fatha, dhamma, kasra, sukun, all of these things. Okay, so what they want you to do is put all the haraka. This would be extremely important, because if you don't know how to read without this haraka, you will get into big trouble. You have to learn how to read with this haraka. Okay, and the only way it happens is that if you have seen these words with the haraka first, and then you have this visual in your mind and you know the word, and then you can pronounce, right? So it would be yadhabu. And also you cannot put the proper haraka if you don't know the grammar. So the grammar is very important as well. So for example, you say yadhabu ta li. What do you put here? Dhamma, kasra, fatha. This would be dhamma because this is the subject. Yadhabu. Subject in a sense is a doer. In Arabic, it's a fa'il. يذهب الطالب إلى الجامعة. What happens here? To, ta, ti. It would be ti because of harful jar ila. Okay, ila الجامعة. يضع التلميذ. التلميذ. What happens here? Al-kutuba. Al-kutuba. You will get a fatha here because you have to know what it means. Like, the tilmiz, the students he's putting down what? Al-kutub, the books. Books is object, so it needs a fatha. Fil haqibati. Again, because of harful jar, because of preposition, you get a kasra. تضع الأم الأطباق على المائدة. Okay, I'll just give you the grammar, and then I think the other spelling you already know. المسجد الحرام. المسجد الحرام بعيد عن الجامعة. Okay, the Masjid al-Haram is far from the university. يتناول المسلم الطعام باليد اليمنى. Yumna. Here, this one is اسم المقصور. This alif at the end, you cannot put any haraka, so it stays like that in all cases, because alif cannot take any haraka, so it stays like that. Okay, and the sixth one we have adina bakrun li as-salati. Because of the harful jalli, you will have a kasra here, and then you cannot pull double kasra because, as you can see, this is a compound word, mudaf ilay. So this kind of phrase, first one cannot take the tanween, and the second one always gets a kasra. So this salat al-maghrib, for the maghrib prayer. Now, in the last few pages, what we have, اقرأ الاسم والفعل والحرف فيما يلي. Okay, so now it's giving you something very interesting concept here. These are very fundamental to the Arabic language, the grammar class, basically parts of speech. Okay, in English we have many different parts of speech, I think eight or something. But in Arabic we only have three. We have ism, we have fi'l, and we have harf. Ism is closely or loosely translated to nouns, but it also includes everything like pronouns. It includes adjectives. It includes all of this. And the fi'l is pretty much same as the verbs in Arabic and English. They're pretty much the same thing. And the harf is you can think about particles, tools that we use in language, like prepositions, which is neither a noun nor a verb. So we put them in this third category. So these three requires a lot of discussions, and in proper grammar class, I think we did a Jurumiyah class and we spent a lot of time on these topics. But for now, what you have to know in Arabic language, every word that you see, every word that you find in Arabic language, you can categorize them into one of these three. They're either ism or the fi'l or the harf. So how do you know? So simple definitions, or actually that is the good definition, is that if you have a word that has a meaning, some kind of meaning by itself, but it does not have any time with it, there's no time, we don't get a sense of time, then it is noun. So whether it is name of a thing like Muhammad, or an adjective, beautiful. When you say beautiful, do you have any time? We don't know what time beautiful can be, today, tomorrow. It doesn't, So all of these things we categorize into ism. Arabic language, it does not care about, especially when they're categorized like that, they don't care about whether it is adjective, adverb, doesn't matter. As long as the word has its meaning, but it does not have any time associated with it. The fail is kind of like opposite, in a sense that it does have a meaning. So they both share this, that they have both meaning. Meaning means it has a standard conceptual meaning you understand from it. When you say Muhammad, it's a person's name. When you say book, it's a book. The way you distinguish whether it has time assigned. So for the verb, if you say run, you know what it means. The meaning is there. You can think about what it means without a context. And does it have a time? Absolutely. Run has a time. Run is actually a bad example. Let's say play. If you're saying playing, does that has a time? Yes, playing means something is happening right now. If I said played, now it's in the past tense. So that is the verb. And the harf is what the Arabic grammarians wants to say, is the words that does not have a meaning by itself. If the word stands by itself, we don't know what you mean. So for example, if you say ila, which means two, but this word actually, this two is just approximate meaning to this word. Okay, but without its noun, without a noun or the verb, because these kind of words always needs to be connected with the noun or the verb in order to understand what this ila means actually. Just like we have seen before that li can mean for, right? But we also use the li to mean to, like qala li Muhammad, he said to Muhammad. So we're not saying he said for Muhammad, we're not translating as a for. So bottom line is this li, without a proper context, we actually don't know what it means. So the meaning is not clear. So that's why they want to say the harf doesn't have a meaning by itself. Okay, inshallah, these are very interesting topics in the grammar. There's a lot of discussions, but what they want you to know is at least what I've explained to you, and then be able to understand how they're organized. So as you can see in the ism column, we have ab, father, name, jad is grandfather, is also named jadda, is a grandmother, doesn't matter masculine, feminine. Bulb is a heart. See, they're all here. Sayyara. But I wish they also had put some adjectives so you would know. For example, you can say Jamil. Jamilun is beautiful. It also goes under the ism. And the fail you have Yajiri, Yaturuk. These are on the present tense. Atala, to prolong something. This is a past tense. Samia is a past tense. And ishrab is a command verb. And I think I've mentioned that the command verbs are actually in the future tense. Because when you're commanding something, nothing is done yet, you're commanding to do something. So that means it's in the future. Igsil, to wash, is also in the future. And as you can see, the other ones, the fi, the prepositions, mean, an, ala, ila, li, all of these things are pretty much particles that does not convey a complete meaning. It requires a verb or it requires a noun in order for the meanings to be clear. Makes sense? So this is very important, right? So I think you understand the concept, and inshallah we will be talking more. So what is this tadrib? He says أين الاسم والفعل والحرف فيما يلي. So he wants to know where is the noun, verb, and particles. So this would be very good exercise. You can go through all of them and find out which one is what. Okay. So masjid is, of course, it would be what? It would be ism. Then takhitu, it would be what? It would be a fi'l. Tajtami'u would be a fi'l, verb. Ila, it would be harf, particle. Igsil would also be a verb. Okay, aba would be ism. Raka'a, to bow down, would be fi'l. So I think inshallah you can go through all of them. These are very easy. I don't see any difficulties in here, at least in this stage. So I want you to complete this exercise. And that concludes, alhamdulillah, that concludes the whole lesson of Muraja, which also concludes the unit number 4, alhamdulillah. And from the next time, we will start unit Al-Wahdatul Khamisa, the unit number 5, which is the last one, and also a very difficult one. As you can see, as soon as you see the text, the font size gets smaller, the texts are more difficult. So this one might take us some time to go through the whole unit. Let's see what we can do. So inshallah, I'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.